So it was about 1995. I was a single mother of two teens and I was struggling. I had grown up in the church, but I had drifted away in my 20s, soon after my divorce. I returned to the church, but I was really there not to explore my theology, but to make friends and to find support for my kids. Around that time, I met a man who became a close friend. I knew he was gay, so there was never any question about where our relationship was going, but as a friend, he challenged me to think through lots of things that I had taken for granted up to that point. We traveled together, often by car, so there was lots of time for conversation. His views were pretty conservative, and he attended a megachurch with the same views. I began to think through some of the things that I had learned in the church. Things like, did Jesus really have to die? And if he did, what did his death mean? And what did it mean to be saved? And of course, was being gay a sin? I didn't know the word deconstruction then, and I didn't really know what was happening to me, but I felt like it was important. I was an adult in an adult Sunday school class with some really intense folks who weren't afraid to dig deep and to explore their faith. We didn't all land in the same places on things, but we were able to remain friends in spite of our differences. Unfortunately, that hasn't continued to be true, which is a topic for another time, but it was a blessing. I hadn't really thought much about the Bible. Things like, were we supposed to read it flat, not taking into consideration that it was an ancient writing and that it was then the 20th century and that things were vastly different? I can remember saying to somebody, I think that God means for Scripture to be easily understood by everyone. Now I see how naive a statement that is, but at the time it seemed to make sense. I'll get more into that in a future video, but for now, let's just say I've grown a little bit in how I interpret the Bible.